So I was pretty locked down yesterday and wasn't paying attention to the world. Had my phone off. We were filming for 5 or 6 hours, and I picked my phone up, and my phone had blown up. Uh, I first went to a text from my wife, and then a text from my daughter, and she had sent me a video, and it just said, "Is he gonna die?" And I don't know what this world is coming to, where you can't have civil discourse and opinions are listened to and respected. It's crazy to me. You know, I wasn't a follower of Charlie Kirk. Like, I would see his clips on Instagram here and there. But one thing I did not do is I did not raise my kids talking about politics. I don't think once in their entire life did my wife and I talk to them about politics. Now we raised them up to be believers. We raised them up to be hard workers, to be respectful, with emotional intelligence, and with discerning minds. That was our goal. To believe in the nuclear family, hard work, and understand their history and their heritage. But we stripped the TV out of the house when they were little kids because we didn't want external influence to impact them. They both found Charlie Kirk in their teens. They both found Charlie Kirk and became fans and listeners of his. And a year ago, my wife came to me and she said, "Hey, are you familiar with this guy?" I'm like, "Who?" She's like, "This guy, Charlie Kirk." And I said, "Yeah, hon, your kids listen to him all the time. Like that's part of the place they get their insights because they are watching independent news sources. They're listening to independent people." And she's like, "Well, I've never heard of him, but I've started looking into him and I really like him." And I was like, "Oh," and she's like, he's got such a great message. He's got such a great message for the youth. What he says makes so much sense. He believes in his purpose." And I know both my kids were really tore up, and my wife was really tore up. And after seeing that horrific video, I'm beside myself. He is probably in America right now on this planet. He was one of the folks that had the strongest power of purpose. He believed in his purpose so strongly. Like, he didn't have to do what he was doing. He didn't have to go around from campus to campus having conversations with kids, but he saw that the youth needed a different voice, and they didn't have to agree with him, and he didn't have to agree with them, but they had meaningful conversation. And I know my kids took so much out of those conversations. Like I said earlier in earlier vlogs, this next generation is going to get their news from independent sources. They're not going to get their news from CNN and Fox News and MSNBC, anything else. They're not going to get it from traditional sources. They're going to get it from independent people. And they're going to sort through the bullshit and separate the wheat from the chaff. The wheat is the truth and the things they believe in, and the chaff is going to float away in the wind. And 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 Charlie Kirk was the wheat, and the kid was young, 31 years old. I mean, he had just started his second decade of opportunity. He had a whole life ahead of him, and evil stripped that away. And I don't understand it. I don't understand why or how, because he had such a life ahead of him, and I feel bad for my kids, the youth, especially because for them he was like MLK. You know, he was facilitating change in their minds and at least getting them to think outside the box because of his approach, because he wasn't funded by some political backroom monster forcing him to say certain things. It was just a kid. He's just a kid with ideas, who believed strongly in his faith, and who truly believed in his power of purpose. And I think it's just so unfortunate. So I didn't really want to address this, but I just felt it necessary, just because I know of the impact he's had on my own family, from my kids up to my wife starting a year ago. And like anything, we now got to go to work, and there's a lot of shit to do. And today is my square meeting group day, octopus group day. And so I'm going to give the group 5 or 10 minutes to discuss, and then we're going to have to shut it down, change our mindset, and get into what needs to happen. Because Charlie was trying to bring America a different voice and a message, and bring people together. And Origin has the same mission. Our mission is to bring people together. Folks are never going to melt together again like they once did with early industrialization, from all different cultures, ideas, and opinions, where they came together to make hard things. That was the ultimate opportunity. Right now, you only find that I think, in jiu-jitsu. In jiu-jitsu, you have people from all different backgrounds, ideas, religions, like from all over the world coming together. They melt together around this central idea of jiu-jitsu. Charlie was, let's melt around faith, this Christian-based nation. And my idea is, let's melt around the American dream and what we all came here for, what our ancestors came here for, to build something new and different and free, where you can have a voice, where you can have upward trajectory, where you can have free speech and not get persecuted. That's one of the key components. In a lot of places in the world, there is no free speech, or you will be persecuted, arrested, at the very least, back in the day, drawn and quartered. Like those early Americans, they would have been drawn and quartered, or put under the guillotine, or assassinated. We got to do a better job. We got to do a better job of respecting each other's backgrounds and beliefs and future ambitions and voices. And I know it's on my generation to do that. The Gen Xers are inheriting the earth. Right now, we're inheriting the earth. I have friends in politics. I have friends who are popular, outspoken personalities. And us Gen Xers, we're the crossover generation. We're the fort builders. We're the kids who came out of the woods when the streetlights came on, who drank out of fire hoses, who were a bit feral, and we crossed over to this technological advancement in the late 90s. And so we're the bridge between two worlds, the old world and the new world. And it's our job. It's not going to come from the boomers, and it's not going to come from our kids. Our kids are impressionable. The youth are impressionable. They're looking for truth. And so it's our job to be the bridge for them to cross into that truth. And for us, the only way that we do that is by showing them the history through the manifestation of building again. Let's say that one more time. For Origin, our mission is to breathe life back into the dream. And the only way we do that is to bring them the history, the knowledge, the what was, through manifestation of building and making and creating again. And that ends up being through product, the way things used to be made. And it's working. It's working. It's slow. It's arduous, but it's working. But I'm going to put it on you and me. If you're an Xer out there, if you're listening to this, you've got to have a voice. We're so good at just biting our tongue. We really are. We had that tough love growing up, where we would get smacked or spanked or otherwise. And so we're used to biting our tongue. I never was. I didn't like the world. I didn't bite my tongue. I got in trouble for it a lot. But now it's time that our voices be heard. We've got to be the bridge to the future. That's all I got today. Not taking you inside the war room with me today. We got a lot to do, but it's my message for the day. God bless Charlie Kirk, his family, his kids. Going to keep them all in my prayers, and I hope you do too.